as we look to a new police act that will come into force in 2022, which in our view will not continue to advance and modernize the employment system.
Well, you talk about this summer, and police and public relations writ large was really defined by the case in the United States, George Floyd and the Derek Chauvin situation, and then the whole defund, detask, disarm, demilitarize the police situation has, really become a headline story. So, this isn't obviously a response to that in terms of optics or damage control, because as you said, it's been around for a few years. Now, in the States, there's something called qualified immunity, where civil servants, cops, are protected and insulated from civil litigation and often criminal charges too. How does it work up here?
Well, really, police officers, let's be very clear, they have a very challenging and complex and difficult task in society. And it often puts them in challenging situations where they're making split-second decisions. And, we as chiefs believe that those officers, there should always be a presumption of innocence. Their rights should be guaranteed under the charter. And that's where the fundamental process comes into. But there are times and there are issues where we see particularly off-duty misconduct that has nothing related to the lawful execution of their duties, where the system and the employment system drags out. So you get an off-duty officer charged with a criminal offense. It has no relation to their employment, their role as a police officer, and it could go on for 30 months, where the police tribunal and the police labor system is put in abeyance. And so it doesn't serve, if there's a victim, if there's a complainant, it doesn't serve them well. It creates distrust within the policing mechanism. And so, again, we want to ensure that police officers who have a challenging role in society have protection. Civilian oversight is something we support, but we also have to recognize that officers should feel that they have the ability to do their job without fear of, unnecessary prosecution, etc. We're really trying to tackle the issues that are the off-duty and the significant, very significant troubling behaviors that bring our profession into the challenge. And, George, there's about 120 police officers right now suspended with pay, approximately across the province. And it's really, when you look at the financial impact of that, it's about $18 million. And so how do we actually manage the financial burden? We're looking at, coming out of a post-pandemic, all levels of government are facing financial challenges. Police services, there's calls to do business differently. And we're trying to actually modernize the system here. There's nothing nefarious or significant about this, other than we're trying to actually bring it into 2021 that instills trust and confidence in the system.
Waterloo Chief Brian Larkin, it's always a pleasure to speak with you. Thanks so much for your time.
It's great seeing you, George, and thanks for the opportunity, and hope the rest of your summer is well.
Likewise, Chief. Thanks very much.